Hello, good morning, and blessed Samhain today. It's Halloween, and I'm so blessed to be here with you. I have been sick for today is my day 4, so we were supposed to record on Wednesday, and I could not get out of bed. So I feel really blessed to be here with you today on the day of ancestors, on the day of the thinning of the veil, Halloween, whatever. So I hope to connect with some ancestor energy today, bring through some of that ancestor energy. I would really like to do that. I hope you're hearing me. Yes. Ancestor energy. And I did have a vision of when we tried to open up and bring the energy in, I did have a vision of a fire and people standing around it, cloaked. And you had the same vision this morning.
I did. It's awesome that you came up with ancestors, because I told you before we started recording that this morning that I went ahead and spent time privately with myself and celebrating this. How do you
Samhain?
Samhain? Okay, so I totally mispronounce it all the time. But so I was celebrating that with myself and the ancestors. So I specifically called in the ancestors and all the witches before me. And I lit an orange candle and I just smoked my intentions into the fire. And as I'm sitting on my couch and I'm just looking at the candle burning, I had a vision pop in my head of a fire with a bunch of witches surrounding it, all like in their hats and in their black robes and stuff. And it was just so beautiful, and they were just like coming in the living room and like passing by me, spreading love, and then floating out my house.
I got goosebumps.
Yeah, it was very beautiful, and it wasn't an intentional thought, it just came to me.
Yes. And that's a vision, right? Like, I wouldn't be able to do my job if I didn't trust those things. So when I said that out loud, I see a fire, and that's bringing to you understand now that you had a vision this morning. When you called in the ancestors and the witches before you, they showed up. They were there in your living room. But sometimes it takes validation from an outside source. When we're getting to know our psychic senses, our intuition, our visions, sometimes we feel like we're just creating things in our head and we don't actually know, like, am I creating this or is this real? So when someone on the outside comes in and says, I see this very exact thing, it lets you know that you really are connected. All of the deep, dark work you're getting, I can see tears in your eyes. You work so hard to connect with that part of yourself and just know that it's working. You're doing it.
I'm trying really hard not to cry.
I can see that.
It means a lot to me because it's all I've ever wanted, So it makes me feel good that you had that. It was special. It was like very special.
Yeah. It's beautiful. So I have no idea what we have today. We had our pre-morning discussion, but it had nothing to do with any of the energy of today. So I'm very interested to see what they're going to bring through.
Yeah.
And in order to get things kicked off, I think I'm just going to grab a card and
see where it goes.
Yeah. That's usually how it works best for us, unless we have some big presentation that we want to do. So I'm just going to pull a card, and I'm going to put it in the camera so everybody can see that I'm just grabbing a card. Okay, and the card is Prosperity Begins. So I am feeling some very strong ancestral energy coming in, and they're saying, like, you don't have to live in this place of scarcity, in this place of less than, in this place of lack. We are bringing through you the knowledge of our old ways, right? The old ways. Bring back the old ways. Bring back the rituals. Bring back the connection with the earth. Bring back that divine love that we have for everything. And that is where your prosperity begins, right? We are so disconnected. You feel it? Yeah, I got the goosies. We're so disconnected from who we really are because I don't want to knock religion, but we were so much more connected before Christianity came in and sort of changed everything, right? We were living as our ancestors were. Those are our ancestors that were very in tune and connected and lived by herbs, and like everything that we need is here on this earth for us, because once again, please remember that this earth was created for us. It was created for us. Every single thing that we need to not only survive but thrive is here on this earth, just waiting for us to connect to it. So the ancestors are bringing through the energy of please connect to the old ways, right? We are so programmed by religion, first of all. That was the first thing to come through and sort of manipulate us and disconnect us. And it's our jobs now to realize that the things that we have been taught and the things that we have been programmed to live by are not serving us anymore. They're not serving us anymore. We're moving into a new dimension. We're moving into a new energy. We had the 3-eye atlas go closest to the sun, the 29th, and I got a message from a friend that said, I don't know what's going on. My heart is just like so explosive. I'm feeling all of these emotions. I got goosebumps as I'm saying it. And that was literally on the day, the 29th. And we had channeled in the 3-eye atlas video that 3-eye atlas was going to hit the sun, and there was going to be some kind of energy sent down to us. So that just proves that even though we do not know that we are connected, we are connected. And the more education you have, I urge you to please research, watch videos, watch channelers, learn about things, learn about rituals, learn about ancient ways, learn about Samhain, learn about where Christmas came from, learn about where all of these traditions that we have, learn where they originally came from. Research the Bible. Learn where it originally came from. Do not just settle for the words, that's God's word in a book. Research it, right? We cannot live by our previous programming. We now have to bring back all the ancient old ways. We're bringing through astrology. We're bringing through the planets and energy. We're bringing through that beautiful moon energy, that amazing sun consciousness. We're not living by anything that man has created. I do not want to live by man's rules anymore, because I am a woman of this earth. This earth can provide me with everything I need to survive, but also I am a magical being from a higher dimension living in this earth body. So not only do we connect with the earth and our ancient rites and rituals, our birthrights of celebrating the earth and living in all of its yummy deliciousness, but I also have like this whole other universe to gather information from, these friends from higher places to be inspired from and learn from. There are so many things available for us at this time. I'm so fired up right now. I feel so good. There are so many things that are available to us if we could just eliminate the programming. Absolutely. The programming and the Matrix, right? Think about the Matrix. Now, I've actually never seen the Matrix. I don't know the movie, okay? But I know what my version of the Matrix is. And my version of the Matrix is living in all the programming, living in what the government tells us to do, living in what religion tells us to do, living by all the rules that man has set for us that stop us from living the life that we came here to do, exiting the matrix, not working in an unforgiving job for 50 hours a week, going to sleep and getting up and doing it again every single day with no celebration, right? If I've learned one thing in this whole journey, it is that the more you relax, the slower you go, the more joy and peacefulness you have in your life, the more the riches just flow in naturally. We don't have to work so hard for it. Again, I say everything that we need to thrive is here, and it is just waiting for us to connect. There is vibrations, there is energy. Like, we know that there's a force field. I don't know what all the scientific terms are, but around the earth there is protective layers and stuff. We don't actually know as humans what those things are doing, because guess what? We didn't create it. Mm-hmm. Beings from higher dimensions, God, creator, they created this planet for us. So when we are connecting to those higher energies, I have to believe what they are saying, because man did not create Earth. Man does not know how Earth is created, right? The higher beings, they are here and they are telling us everything you need is right here. Everything that you desire to create is right here in our throat chakra, sending out the vibrations to the vibrations in the planet to bring in exactly what we desire. Do you have a question?
Oh, no, I don't have a question.
Okay. Okay. So, prosperity begins, all that from that card. It's a beautiful message.
It is.
Everything that we need is here.
It is.
It's here. Whether it's connecting to our ancestors, whether it's connecting to the ground, whether it's connecting to animals, whether it's connecting to higher dimensions. There are so many things here available to us that as humans we have been programmed not to believe in, to stay away from, to be fearful of. So, I'm just urging people to exit the matrix. Exit the matrix. But do it in a gentle way, right? I'm not saying quit your job and move out into the woods. I'm not saying that. But little by little by little, one step at a time, and you can eventually just completely look behind you and see, this is the matrix, and I'm not a part of it. I don't feel like I'm living in a programmed matrix anymore. You know how you know you're out of the matrix? You're a black sheep, right? You don't fit in with the rest of the world. You don't have the same opinions and views with the rest of the world. And that is why there is such a huge balance going on the earth, right? We're moving into a new dimension. We're moving into the fifth dimension. The people who are holding this energy, this deep, dark energy that are here causing sort of chaos, not living by love and light and compassion and understanding and inner knowing, they are literally here. If they weren't here, the earth would be so off balance, right? They're here. They serve a purpose. So even the bad guys, the ones who really don't, we're all saying, like, can't we all just get along? Can't we all live with love? And can't we all live with compassion? Some people are literally not put here to do that. They are here to balance out the light workers coming in and moving us into the fifth dimension. Without them, without their unawakened selves, this earth would be off balance. It all comes together. We're all moving together into the next dimension. Once we get into that fifth dimension, then these people who have vowed in their previous programmed lives to come in and hold this, they have then the option to awaken. But at this moment in time, we need the chaos. We need the darkness. We need the angry people. We need all these things to balance out all of the work that all of us people who are awakened and bringing in this new energy. And it's not a new energy. It started, it's the hippie revolution. Peace, love, happiness, like there's just so much of us now. We're really moving into that really super high energy, but we still need to keep those the anger and the sadness and the depression to balance us out, right? So those people who are stuck in the matrix that you're like, just come out, come out, right? It's almost like they're sacrificing themselves for the evolution of the earth. And once the earth gets to the place, once all the light workers, the people who have chosen to come here and lead the revolution of light, once the energies are there and earth has now transformed into this fifth dimensional energy, they don't have to be there anymore. They get a chance, right? And it'll almost be easier because they can look at this other side. It really is like two different worlds, right? Mm-hmm. Where it's like sad, depressed, lonely people are staring at this whole group of people living in the world that are just thriving, and they're saying, I want to be there. I want to do that, right? And we, the people who have worked so hard in the beginning of this, we were talking about how hard you're working to really become this evolved consciousness, right? Mm-hmm. We're doing that. So when these people, it's their time, we can say, come on, let me show you. Let me help you. Let me lead you, right? And for some reason, in my mind, keeps popping angel numbers, right? I want you to start paying attention to angel numbers. I want you to, some people don't even know what angel numbers are, right? Like triple numbers, repeating numbers, numbers that are important to you. If you see them, recognize them, right? You're driving down the road and you look over at a sign and you haven't looked at a sign in 5 miles. The sign that you look at just happens to say 555. Pay attention to those things. To me, I don't know, anybody else can feel the way they feel, but to me, when I see angel numbers repeating all day, every day in my life, it's a reminder that I am not in the matrix. I've broken free of the matrix. And those numbers remind me every single time I see them, you're out. You're out. People in the matrix don't see angel numbers. They don't. If you talk to people who are in the matrix, they think you're crazy, right? But to me, it's a reminder, you're not there. You're not there. You're a leader. You are here to help people move in to this new earth that we can all exist and thrive in. The energy today is so beautiful.
I know. I was sitting here thinking that same thing.
Yeah, it's crazy. So do you have anything to add to that?
Yes. Let me see if I can get my thoughts together because there's so much information. But one thing really stood out of everything you're saying. We really need to take the spoons out of our mouths. Quit being spoon-fed information to believe. The Bible tells you to stay away from astrology, stay away from witchcraft, crystals, psychics. Tells you all those things are part of, satanic rituals and stuff. They tell you that for a reason, to keep you from knowing the truth, to keep you from doing the work, to keep you from breaking away from those chains.
The matrix.
Yes.
to keep you in the matrix.
So really just don't be afraid to do your own research. We're not going to tell you what to believe, but because it is your choice, you're free to make whatever choices you make. Just make sure you're making it for yourself.
Yeah. And when I first started awakening, knowledge is power, right? I wanted to know why I believed the things that I did, because again, I was a Christian my entire life. My entire life. It also it oppressed the real person that I was for years. I was in unhealthy relationships a lot of times. I was seeking and searching for something to fill this hole that I had, and in my case, it wasn't an option to be who I really was. I'm a gay woman, and it wasn't an option for me ever. It wasn't even something that I considered at all because of the programming that I've received my entire life. It was evil. It was wrong. I was going to go to hell. That was my biggest fear, going to hell. Yeah. I used to have, this is crazy, but I used to have fear, if I would come to my mom's house or come in from playing in the yard when I was a kid and no one was home and no one was in the house, I literally thought that the rapture came. And because of the thoughts that I had in my head, I got left behind. As a child.
So much fear.
So much fear and so much oppression. And now I'm thankful for my straight life that I got to live, because I did have a lot of beautiful experiences. I did have beautiful relationships. I have 3 beautiful children that I'm so grateful for. But once that I learned the knowledge. I researched where everything came from. And then, of course, channeling and giving readings. The more and more knowledge that I had, the more I was like, my feelings aren't wrong. My feelings aren't wrong. I came here to love. And I came here to experience joy. And I came here to experience me in my full, authentic power. And this life that I have previously been programmed to accept is not serving me anymore. So I have to step out of it. And we were talking about this beforehand, and spirit works in so many different ways. I even as a child, I experienced a lot of horrible things even as a child. And even as a child, I still never related to unaliving myself, right? That was never a thought I had, because again, programmed, as soon as you do that, you're going to hell.
Yes.
Right? Not until the last year of my last relationship did I finally understand where, oh God, I'm going to get emotional, unaliving yourself felt relatable, because I was living oppressed. I was living in a life that no longer served me. And even though I was with a beautiful human being who would never hurt me, would never abuse me, this relationship was not serving me any longer, because it was not me living my most authentic self. It was me living the life that I was programmed to believe is my most authentic self. But now, I feel great, right? I feel empowered. I feel natural. I feel like I'm finally living the life that I always dreamed of, right? I'm free to be myself. I'm free to love the people that I desire to love. I'm free to be attracted to who I want, who I've always been attracted to, but always just thought that it was the devil putting thoughts in my head, So I don't know where this came from or how all of this came out. I just exposed myself very raw. And I just want people to know that really stepping in to your most authentic self will change your life, and it'll be so scary and it'll feel so chaotic. But once you finally get in to that space where you know yourself and you accept yourself, whether people accept you or not, you accept yourself, you start living your life in the most authentic way, your life will change for the better. You know, again, I'm not a millionaire and I'm not living, you know, like the high life, but I'm free. I'm free, and I'm not afraid to be exactly who I am anymore, and piss off if you don't like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah.
You did.
I literally said right before this, I don't want to share this on air.
We did. We talked about it. I did tell you that I could relate to you, but I don't feel the need to really share my story just because it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's a little different. But I do understand exactly where you're coming from.
I feel like there are so many people in this day and age that are not living their most authentic selves. They are literally living by the programming that they have received from childhood. I mean, from kindergarten, from before kindergarten. We had preschool, we have Sunday school, we, you know, like our grandparents, our parents, they program us to be the best us's that they think that we can be. Mm-hmm. Right? And they're not intentionally doing harm, right? The people before them, the people that created those systems, they were intentionally doing harm.
Right.
Those systems are in place to create certain versions of humans that they thought would be best.
Right.
But that doesn't serve us anymore. Mm-hmm. We're living in a whole new world, in a whole new earth, and we're going in a whole new direction. So those systems, they need to be called out, and they need to be changed, and they need to start allowing children to develop into their most authentic selves from birth. I do not want to tell my children who they are.
Absolutely.
Ever. And as a mother, when I was living in those systems, I absolutely was doing that, right? And my children resented me. You know, I'm raising my children, and I'm just like any other mom who's raising their children in strict forms or by religion or by the rules. They hated me. Right? They were angry with me. They were rebelling. And I can tell you, since I started living my most authentic life and I started freeing myself and not trying to create anything out of my children, I want my children to live their lives in the way that they feel is fit. Right? And when they come to me and they ask me for advice, I will give them honest opinions, but it is always supporting them. Mm-hmm. I don't care what you do. If you are not hurting yourself and you are not hurting someone else, let's say this idea is completely crazy to me. If you really honestly feel it in your heart, in your gut, that that's the way you want to live your life and those are the things you want to do, I support you 100%. I don't care. I don't care at all. So the systems that have programmed us from a childhood, from before kindergarten age, they are here to create certain versions of ourselves that we just really are not. And it's really scary to step out of that programming and really start living the life that you deserve, you know? There are so many people who are working in jobs that they hate, mm-hmm. right? And they only do it because it pays the bills and it has insurance, mm-hmm. right? I want you, now I don't want you to quit your job today, but I urge you to start searching for a different career path that serves you in your most authentic way. I don't want your job to serve you because most jobs don't serve you, right? You're just going there because they pay the bills. They're not allowing you to thrive. They're not serving you. They are allowing you to stay and live at this baseline that you believe is right. Do you have something?
I was going to let you finish, but I 100% agree with you. My husband does have a 5-day-a-week job. He has his 9 to 5, 40 hours a week job. But recently started his own business 2 years ago, had a passion, a creative spark. He came up with his own idea. It's in communications. It has to do with paintball. I don't think anybody that listens to us is really going to know what I'm talking about. But it's all about how people communicate when they're playing paintball. And so he created his own device and is now expanding and up-leveling. And we have like 10 events on the map. But he's keeping his job, but he's also doing something that just lights that fire inside of him, that gives him, happiness. He's doing something for him and it's working. So he may have this job. So if you're like stuck in a job you don't really like, find something else that you do like.
Yes, there's so many people who have so much creativity inside of them. And the jobs that they are at do not get to express that creativeness, Creativeness is a gift. When you can create things, when you can make things better, when you can build things, and these things serve you and other people, and they get your brain going, and they really make you feel this excitedness, that's what you're supposed to be doing, right? And again, you can't just quit your job, right? You can't just quit your job, but you could say no to overtime. You could say no to overtime. You could say no to working 6 days a week. You could say no to working 80 hours a week. You can say no. It's a full sentence, right? And you can spend more time doing what you have actually been called to do in this life, which is expressing your creativeness in your most authentic way. And I promise you, that will eventually start to earn you money. You say no to an 80-hour work week, and you spend that extra 20 hours that you would be working on this beautiful creativeness that you have. Eventually, you can just cut more hours back and more hours back and more hours back, because this drive in you, it's like the universe is saying, do this, do this, do this. Spend more time on you. Spend more time creating. Spend more time being your most authentic self, and we will reward you.
The more time you spend being happy and doing things for yourself and filling up your own cup, the more good things that come to you. No longer do we need to be pleasing people in the workplace, pleasing others, no matter what area of your life it is. Do more for yourself.
Please do more for yourself. And if you have creativity inside of you, let it out. Create, do, build, manifest. Okay, one channel is over and a new one begins, so I just have to pause in between and figure out what that new channel is, and that's usually when I stop and ask you, do you have anything?
We've already talked about it.
Great.
But I really like where this is going. We need to inspire more people. People who are just like afraid to speak their truth, afraid to stand up for themselves, thinking that if they work harder, work longer, that it's going to get them, higher up. Sometimes that's not always the case. And if you're not loving what you're doing, then is it really worth the time you're spending?
Yeah, and the new earth, we talk about the new earth a lot, is really not matrix friendly. It's entrepreneur friendly. So our own self-made businesses, working by our own self-made energy, that really is the future. So that's why encouraging people to really start building the things that you like to build, using your creativeness to express all of this joy will literally eventually turn into a career for you. It really will. And entrepreneurship is the new. It's the new way of living. Like, we all have these gifts, and that's what we're here to do. Just express these gifts and trade with people and barter with people and really create a whole new version of ourselves through this joy and authenticity.
Amazing.
Yeah. The Great Severing. Coincidence? Mars energy, anger, conflict, and softening to love. Again, this goes into programming for me. The first thing I feel is programming. The programming that we have received. And again, your parents did not mean to do this. Your grandparents did not mean to do this. They did not mean to program you into being the person that you are today. But because you were programmed, because you're not able to live your most authentic life, because of all the things that you have lived through, it has created the version of you that exists today. That's not you. It's the version that was created. So a lot of us, we have animosity in us. We have anger in us. We have fear in us. And that is because of the life that was programmed before, but we do not have to have those things anymore. We literally, and this sounds bad, it sounds like I'm against parents or whatever, but I'm not, because they weren't aware, right? They were not aware. We now have information available to us that our parents did not have. So they thought that they were doing best by us when they raised us the way that they were raising us. We have new ideas now. We have new information now that allows us to raise children in their most authentic energy. But the adults that have been raised that way, it's your choice now. You can continue to live the life that your parents programmed you to live. You have to do this, and you have to do this, and you should do this, and this is how you believe, and this is the college you're going to go to because we went to it, and this is the job you're going to have because it's a family job, and music is not a career, it's fun, right? Like, all the things that our parents say to us, they are not reality anymore. We can do whatever we want. We do not, and just tell your parents, I understand where you're coming from, and I love you so much, and I'm so grateful for everything that you have provided for me, but I gotta live this life on my own now. I've lived your life that you wanted me to live for 40 years. Now I'm gonna live the life that I want to live, and maybe it doesn't work, right? Maybe I fall flat on my face, right? But that's okay, because I now have that experience, right? So the message in this card is, it is our choice. We have to let go of that anger. We have to let go of the fear. We have to let go of all of the conflict energy that exists in our lives. And we have to now create new energy and speak the things that we wish to create into existence. I am love. I exist in love. I exist in happiness. Joy is my natural state. You know, stop saying I'm sad, I'm depressed, I have anxiety, I'm broke, I'm this, I'm stupid, I'm all of these things. You're creating the life that you're stuck in. You're creating
You're writing your story.
You're writing your story. Like, Earth is one of those create your own stories, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you know, you predict the ending. You get to do this. But what energy are you putting towards it? No more fear. No more fear. Do not be fearful of things, right? And it's scary. It's scary. As someone who is in a new relationship, right? And it's a long distance relationship, right? It's scary. It's scary. It's scary. I could let the fear overtake me. And I could convince myself of so many things, right? But I have to stand in my power, and I have to believe that everything is working for me. Everything is working for me. No matter what happens, everything is working for me. And really just literally live in that energy. Once you start living in the energy of everything is working for me, no matter what happens, everything is working for me. It allows you to connect to the energy that even if something happens, it's still for me.
Right.
Nothing is against me. Mm-hmm. Nothing is against me. Everything is for me. And that helps you transform sort of your world. But for people in relationships, it's scary. It's scary, especially new ones. You're fearful of all of these crazy, intense new feelings that you're feeling, especially for me who is new into this world, having an official relationship. It's all new, right? So I could let the fear that I have rule me, or I can just say, whew, everything is for me. Everything is for me.
And it's not that once you say that, the fear immediately goes away. It's pushing past that and just doing it anyways, knowing and trusting that it's all working out. But it's okay if you still have a little fear. Just don't let that be the reason you stop or it ends, Yeah.
Don't let the fears convince you that something bad is going to happen. The other foot is going to drop or whatever, we've had experiences in relationships before. We've had experiences that weren't pleasant, so they programmed us to sort of believe that every relationship is unpleasant. But do not let the fears that you have that come up stop you from living the life that you deserve. You deserve happiness. You deserve compassion. You deserve support. You deserve love. You deserve to feel all of the empowerment that comes with being loved the correct way, and you could really let those fears come up and stop you from living all those things. So I urge you not to do those things.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Everything is for you. Your life is serving you. Everything is as it's meant to be. And then your life will sort of start transforming in ways. And you might not see it at first. You might think, oh my God, what is going on? All this stuff is happening, right? Once you get into that energy of everything is working for me, everything is working for me, everything is working for me, the things that are not working for you will exit your life. Stop. Don't chase them. Don't chase them and bring them back. Let them exit peacefully. And you can go back and you can visit them. Those places, people, places, and things that start exiting your life once you start working in the energy of everything is working for me. But do not chase the things that leave you once your life starts transforming, because your life will transform. It will.
Oh my God, yes they will. Yes they will.
Okay. For some reason, all these same cards came out from the same deck. Star Keeper, Cosmic Ancestor, seed the light by staying grounded. So, staying grounded, staying firm within yourself. And it's not about being stubborn. That's not what I'm saying. It's about being grounded. Knowing, again, everything is working for me. Everything is working. That's so grounding. It's so grounding. It keeps you in the present moment. If you are literally living in the energy all day, every day of everything is working for me, everything is working for me, it allows you to stay grounded. It doesn't allow you to sort of get up in your head and get all anxious and get worried and think about all these crazy things.
Yeah, absolutely. I can 100% testify to that, because that happens to me a lot, and I have to, I'm not going down this rabbit hole. I am not spinning in this void. I'm going to stop it right now. And I do. And it does work. It really does.
Yes. You do have to stop yourself when you're crashing out. Mm-hmm. You really do have to have the power within yourself to say, I'm crashing out right now. Mm-hmm. All of these crazy, chaotic feelings that I'm having, they're not real. It's not reality. It's something that I'm creating in my head. Mm-hmm. everything is working for me. Everything is working for me. Everything is working for me, and it allows you to stay grounded. And I talk about grounding all the time, so I do have to remind everybody to please go outside and sit on the ground and connect with the energy of Mother Nature. She's very healing. Ancestors, if you're not a person who's really into there's two sides of spirituality, right? There's the side that we're on, that we want to connect with them all, right? I ask my ancestors to come in. I ask my spirit guides to come in. I ask the extraterrestrials to come in.
I have to stop, pause. I'm so sorry. I hope you can pick back up where we left off.
We'll see.
Okay. So sorry.
No.
I have to ask you this. When you mentioned ancestors, I had the vision of ancestors, and then you've had the vision of ancestors, and we both had the same picture of the fire. And do we all share the same ancestors, or would we have different ones? I mean,
do we all share the same ancestors? I think there is an original version of humans that existed on the earth, and yes, we all do share some of their blood. Is that what you mean by ancestors?
So if you have the vision, you had the vision of the same type vision I have. So do we share the...
Oh, you're talking about me and you?
Yeah, well, it doesn't have to be just me and you. It could just be the whole collective, just anybody who's... of course, this originated because we had the same picture, vision. So, but... when you're talking about the ancestors and you're calling your ancestors in, it just made me think, we had the same picture. Does everybody share the same ancestors, or?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It doesn't feel like it.
So, okay. We can talk about this at another time.
Personal question?
Well, it's gonna move into a personal, and this is not what that's about. So
yeah, when I'm talking about ancestors, first of all, I'm talking about your relatives that have crossed over on the other side. They are your ancestors. But when I'm talking about my ancestors, I'm talking about I want to say people, but it's mostly women, because I am highly connected to the divine feminine. It's the women who came here to do what I'm doing, but didn't get to, right? It's the ones that came here to live their most authentic lives, but didn't get a chance to, right? They did not wake up to the matrix. They didn't wake up to the things. Maybe they were expressing their selves authentically, and they got hung for it. They got burned at the stake for it. It's the ancestors that are fueling my existence. Like, my ancestors are living inside of me, and they are fueling my existence. They are here to lead me, just like my spirit team, just like the extraterrestrials. They are here to lead us, and we are existing in a time that has never existed before, where we get to be free, and we get to say whatever we want, and we get to live whatever lives that we want. Not everybody is there yet, but it's a freedom that our ancestors did not get to have. So when I'm talking about my ancestors, yeah, you're probably looking at a bunch of witches standing around a fire, because they didn't get the freedom that I get to have. They don't get to come on a camera and say, I'm a witch, right? They don't get to do that. They would have been hung. They would have been burned. I have their energy in me that fuels me to look at a camera and say, I'm a witch.
So this doesn't necessarily have to be your family members. This should just be all the women who came here for a purpose, that were either...
our ancestors, the ones who lived before us. They
so they don't have to be family.
They created that energy that the world exists in now, but didn't get to be who we get to be. My ancestors fuel me to be the woman that I deserve to be. I'm letting them all live through me. All the freedom and the authenticity that I'm living, they're living through me. They get to feel all of this. They are standing behind me and they're saying, yes, bitch, do it, right? Like, have that fire, have that moon ceremony, call that person, fall in love with this person, like, do all of the things that we didn't get to do because we lived under such oppression, and you don't have that anymore. Yeah, okay. Ancestors, the ones before us. And then we go back further. I mean, we have ancestors that did live in the times that we were able to be our most authentic selves, where we lived by astrology, and we were scavengers from foraging from the woods. Like, we have ancestors that way too. We have all sorts of ancestors. It's like a full circle, right? We have the OGs that were living in probably the greatest times on earth, where they just lived by the sun and the moon and the stars, and they foraged and they lived off of and they did the what's it called now that's really good for you, and it goes back to ancient ways, the intermittent fasting, like, they didn't live off of food all the time. They had to go a couple days. Their bodies were in these, like, there's so many versions of ancestors that have gone in all the generations before us. But the ones that connect to me the most are the ones that didn't get to live their lives the way that I do today. That's who I connect with the most. Freedom is one of my driving forces. And I want to free all of my ancestors who didn't get to live their lives as free as I can.
Beautiful. Amazing.
Yeah. Holy moly. Lightworker Starseeds, serve the world by being you. These cards came out, and they are literally matching everything that we're talking about today. And, of course, this does come from the Starseed deck. Again, I have a deck here of, I think it's got like 4 or 5 different decks in it, and it just happened to be from all the same deck, which is the Lightworker Starseed deck. So, serve the world by being you. That's what we've been talking about. Like, you are here to literally serve the world by being your most authentic self. When you are living in your most authentic energy, you are serving the world. You are bringing that energy to the world. When you're living a life, a programmed life, stuck in the matrix, or programmed by family, or controlled and manipulated by family or friends or loved ones, you're not carrying the energy that you kind of made a vow to come here and carry, right? Like, I'm going to Earth, and I'm going to be my most authentic version of myself. I'm going to go through these experiences. I'm going to live through these experiences, and I'm still going to come out on top, because I am going to remember. I'm going to remember that I am not just a human, that I have this beautiful soul inside of me, that I have all of these things available to me. I get to live in my most authentic energy. It's all about remembering, right? The Matrix, we're born into the Matrix. We forget everything that we've ever known in the galactic energy, that heaven, when we cross over, we forget all of that. We forget everything that we know. We're birthed into this very third dimensional programmed planet, and the greatest privilege is to awaken and remember. I'm not just a human. I'm not just a human. I am a human body, but I have this very crazy, intense, magical energy that exists within me, and I get to be my most authentic self. I remember who I am. Karmic relationships is the next card. Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. So karmic relationships. Ugh. Now, they do show us a lot of things. They show us a lot of things, and I do believe that falling in love with a karmic is very easy, because you remember. Karmic relationships, you always feel right in the beginning. As soon as you meet, you have this crazy, wild connection, and then you meet, and the relationship goes so fast, and it's so intense, and it's up, down, up, down. Karmic relationships, you break up 3 times within the first month. You know, like that kind of relationship. But you just can't really stay away from each other because I know you. I remember you from a past life, right? I just have to know, am I willing to repeat this cycle? Or maybe we didn't get to live this out, right? The last karmic relationship that I felt I really struggled with because I was like, I know this is a past life. I know this is a past life connection. I know this is a karmic relationship. I'm just trying to figure out what the point is of meeting right here and right now. Is it me getting to show them something, allow them to grab onto something, or is it them coming in offering this old life that I had, even though I feel all these beautiful connections? Am I going to choose this cycle, or are they going to choose their opportunity? So karmic relationships are, they're intense, and I urge you to recognize if you're in one, okay? They are past life, and you are here because there is an energy that did not get to live out. Maybe one of you unalived yourself. Maybe one of you hurt someone over and over and over again, and then we vowed to come back in this life to see if we could work it out, or I'm really gonna remember this time, you know, like, in my personal opinion, I don't want nothing to do with a karmic relationship. But they're so intense.
So the one that I know of is my previous ex-husband. He's one of them.
Same. I have a few.
But he's also a twin flame. But he's a karmic.
Whew.
He's a karmic. And you said exactly right. It was intense with our first meeting. I knew I wanted nothing to do with him. When I first met him, he seemed like everything that I did not need in my life because I was already going through my divorce with my kid's dad. Anyways, there was something about him, but see, I didn't have that knowledge. Like the remembering, so I wasn't there in my spirituality of knowing anything like that. I think he brought, my relationship with him brought all that into my life, but because I had no idea about any of this until he came into my life. Now there's so much more he brought into my life.
Yeah.
But I have so many lessons in that relationship, and there was that pull that, and I knew that I was being pulled to him. I'm like, why? I'm trying so hard to stay away from this person, but there was that magnetic pull, and obviously we chose to live that relationship out until it ended, and it ended on really great terms. We had a very sad ending, but I have so many lessons through that relationship. I have so much regret as a mom that I'm now with this full moon ceremony that we're going through. I wrote down, I realized the other day that there's so much that I'm still carrying with me as a parent that I need to finally shed because I'm not that same person that I was through all that. But man, I will never want to do another relationship like that ever again. No. It is traumatic.
Yeah, it is traumatic for both parties involved, for sure. Now, I do want to clarify, I do know that there is a difference between soulmates and a karmic or a twin flame. I know that I have experienced twin flame and karmic relationships, and from here on out, it's only soulmates for me, right? You feel comfortable. You feel at ease. You feel no fear, right? Like you're comfortable with this person. You feel like you've known them for a very long time. You can be your true self in front of them. Very soulmate, right? Very planned. We're gonna meet each other at this time in our lives, and we're gonna show each other all of these beautiful things, right? Karmic is like, yo, bitch, I'm coming in to fuck you up, right? I'm coming in to trigger you. I'm coming in to bring chaos, right? Karmic doesn't, you will feel at home, and you will feel this very big soul tug. You will feel those things, but it's always going to feel chaotic, right? There's always going to be up, down, up, down. The highs are really high and the lows are really low, you know? There's not too much of an in-between. The in-between feels boring, right?
You're explaining everything to a T.
Yeah, that's karmics and twin flames. And even though I hold such a deep love for those experiences and those people, I mean, I'll remember and love them forever. But I'm looking for a more grounded, in tune, healthy, wonderful relationship. So, yeah.
That was so interesting how that came up like that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to our full moon ceremony. There's so much.
So let's hype it.
Yeah.
For local people in West Plains, Willow Springs, Dora area, we are having a full moon ceremony, and it is at Dedra's house, and she lives in town for people who don't want to drive all the way to Twin Bridges where I live. So you live in town, and it is at 4 p.m. on Sunday. You do not have to bring anything at all.
You are welcome to write down any intentions that you want to release for yourself. Full moon is about releasing. So you can write down things and have that, or we have paper and pens available for you.
I had someone contact me, and I told them that it's a release ceremony. So to pre-write your things.
Yeah, you want some time to reflect.
You don't want to come up with a release just on the fly.
No.
When you're feeling things, when you're tuning in with the full moon energy, you will feel some things that you need to release. So just sit down with yourself for 15 or 20 minutes and really write down all the things that you don't want to carry with you anymore. And that's all you have to bring is just yourself.
Yeah.
Some intentions to connect with some beautiful, like-minded people who are here to really just release what does not serve them and live in the energy that they deserve. So Sunday at 4 p.m. here where we record.
Yes.
And if you need directions or the address, it is on Facebook for anybody who is on Facebook and follows us.
Yes.
I'll probably make a little snippet of this video and post it.
Yes.
So any closing statements? Anything?
It's just really get in touch with yourself. Get in touch with how you feel. Releasing beliefs that aren't yours because you're afraid of the truth, of what else could be out there. Just don't be afraid to find who you are.
And live the life you deserve.
Yes.
You are deserving of love. You are deserving of respect. You are deserving of kindness. You are deserving of living the life that you desire. You deserve those things. And go for them. Yeah. Don't let your fear stop you.
No. But with that, have a great day. We love you. Bye.